Hi, it's Craig Metrowich from VideoCelebrityNews.com, and today I'm interviewing a sports scientist, right? Now I might look like I'm from some strange planet like Mars. Mars won't accept me, you know that. Mars won't accept me. I already tried. I've got Anthony Berzack with me, and we're going to be having a chit-chat, a fun chit-chat, but also a serious chat as well. Is that fair enough to say?
Yeah.
We'll have a serious chat.
Some things have to be taken seriously.
Correct. Especially when it comes around health and exercise and fitness. We had a Facebook Live interview earlier on, so if you want to see that, go to facebook.com/Metrowich, Metrowich. And we will also share with you in this interview a little bit more in depth about Anthony's experience being a sports scientist and also his other passion. I'm going to show you in the background here. I'm going to take him out the screen. He's got some passion in the background that he explained to us just now.
Don't talk about passion in the back of my car.
Yeah, maybe we're not allowed to talk about passion in the back of your car. It's probably inappropriate. Let's get to the product side of it. First of all, it's not a product commercial, but I brought you along because I said to myself, this guy is energetic, he's enthusiastic, he loves sports, he loves what I call healthy addictions. And so tell us about the product that you're involved with and why do you enjoy it and what's the benefits. Let's go to that.
The electric unicycle, which I market under iRoll. I've been riding them for a few years. First time I saw one, I was like, this is amazing. This is like electric transport. One of my taglines is fun at your feet. You hop on. If you see a kid on it, it automatically becomes any kid. Like I've seen kids start from 6 years old, 7 years old. It automatically is their favorite thing that they've ever had or could imagine having. They've got freedom. They can just, and it's like an empowering kind of thing. I think of it as like you get your balance together, and you basically just lean in the direction you want to travel. You lean harder, you travel faster. You lean back, you brake.
Okay, so that's how it works technique-wise. Excellent. So lean forward, get going, lean back, it brakes on its own. What are the health benefits from it? Like I know with me doing windsurfing and all the other sports and jet skiing, stand-up paddling, there's certainly health benefits around it. So in this particular type of sport, exercise, what type of health benefits? I know if you wipe out, you need to have the safety kit on, by the way.
Yeah.
What are the benefits around it?
I think a lot of people see me riding it or see people riding it and they automatically think, oh, you must have a strong core.
Yeah.
But it's balance, and balance there's an element of strength to balance and keeping connection through your body, but it's not like strength training. It's more refined motor control, also developing mobility in your ankles, moving with your whole body as one unit. And I've definitely seen it improving people's balance a lot. Right. And after riding for 3 years, I mean, I do a lot of balance activity. I feel it improving my balance all the time. Well,
just to tell you, as far as Anthony's concerned, for quite a few years, I would see him going up and down the beaches, rollerblading, all the different high energy, fast. They look pretty dangerous to me, but you've mastered a lot of these things. Just tell us some of your background. Let's go first of all the academia side, right? What the heck is a sports scientist?
Well,
I mean, there's an oak that goes to Mars that actually does sports there. That's what it sounds like to me. No, tell us what it is. What is a sports scientist?
It's a study of the optimal way to approach sport. And I got my later years of studying. I did honors and masters and got more into the sports psychology.
But hell, you're a smart oak, man. I didn't know you were this smart. After all these years, I would have actually phoned him a few more times for some other technical advice. I didn't know you're that smart. Well done, man.
Now's your chance.
Now's your chance, yeah. And then when you were, let's say, if you consult to somebody, how would you what would your approach be? How would you assess their requirements
in terms of training and optimizing performance?
Yeah.
I take quite a broad spectrum, but I mean, my base is in sports science. Yeah. And there's scientific protocols that get updated and refreshed all the time, but there's basic outlines of how to approach optimal training. Normally you do like a 1 year up to a 4 year plan with someone.
So there's a methodology. In my language, there's a methodology, a blueprint, a best practice. Is that fair to say? And then you would follow those guidelines.
You always got the individual. I mean, there's something I use more and more, which is called an FMS, which is a functional movement screen. So you want to test how someone's moving functionally in relation to how they should move. And you often find high-level athletes and they've got compensations and one side's tighter than the other because they're always used to doing things in one direction more than the other. and that starts to sets up potential to injure themselves, and also puts more strain on the body, so you can balance that out.
Just back, what I found as well with a lot of the stuff that we do sports-wise, back strengthening. People don't realize a lot of sports we do does naturally strengthen your back, not just your core.
Yes.
And I'm 51 years young, note, okay, and I do feel that all the exercise over all the years, if I see how active I am in a day, that later on in life, a lot of my mates say to me, Craig, how do you do some of these sports? I mean, what about your back? And I thought, but hang on, it's because of all these sport activities that I do believe, your back is strong, your core is naturally stronger. So I highly recommend people get more active.
I think that's misunderstood quite a lot, because you talk about your back and your core, but your core encompasses everything between your pelvis and your shoulder girdle, and stabilizing between that. So your lower back muscles and erector muscles in your back are a big part of that, and lateral stability, rotational stability. So it's not just the anterior core, which is what you think of as your abdominal muscles or your deep abdominal muscles. And often, we tend to get weaker in our back, in the posterior chain, because we spend a lot of time sitting.
Has smartphones, I was thinking about that the other day, surely smartphones, as much as we love it, and tablets and that, it's certainly going to have an impact on people's general overall posture. Is that a fair comment? I would think so, because look, we lean forward, check the phone out, we're at Camps Bay, we don't even see the beautiful babes on the beach while we are parked off looking at our phone. So my point being is a balance between all these devices that we love, me included, and getting our kids and families and everybody out using something like what your device that you're obviously crazy about it, enthusiastic about it. It's a good balance, eh? Getting outdoors, spending time, having fun, cruising.
100%. It's a good way to travel and get around. You can hop on the bus with it if you don't want to do often I go to town and I'll cruise down to my city bus, hop on the bus with it, then get to town, go around town. I mean, this wheel that I've got in the back can do 70 kilometers on a charge range, so I could ride to town and back. But at 35 k's per hour, I don't want to spend the whole day riding to town and back. So
correct.
But I commute to work every day on it, which is a few k's each way, as long as it's not raining.
Just getting to know you a little bit better outside of what you do work-wise. What are your other hobbies currently? I mean, what is your interest now, Craig? What developments are you doing? We chatted a little bit earlier on. Have you got anything exciting project-wise to share with the viewers? In other words, the theme of this is innovation and thrill seekers. Okay, I'm the thrill seeker. I mean, I'll explain to all of you this device and everything I'm wearing right now. We'll explain that just now in the interview. But my point is there anything innovative that you're involved with?
Yeah, I've been designing a functional strength training system, which has been going for a few years, but it's taking shape, and I'm using it, training people with it a bit and testing it. I've got some electronics that are going into it to test the difference between. Basically, you use similar exercises to what you do on an adjustable cable pulley system in the gym.
Okay.
Which is a very functional machine and a functional way to train. Basically enables you to convert where you would just normally be lifting weights or pulling yourself up, to convert those forces into horizontal and diagonal forces.
Okay, does anybody understand that stuff?
So basically,
I'm here, planet Earth. I'm here. It sounds fascinating.
You've got a pulley where you're going to lift, say, a 10 kilogram weight, which you normally pick up in a vertical plane.
Yes.
So now you've got a pulley that diverts that force, and now you can push horizontally, or pull horizontally.
I'm with you.
And you're still lifting that same weight, so it kind of transfers those energies into different angles.
Anthony Berzack, let me tell you what I enjoy about you as a person. You're passionate, man. I like that about you as a person. You also know your stuff. I mean, I always thought you were reasonably smart, but hell, man, I got to give you respect from now on. I mean, you're pretty smart, eh? And he has got a car, by the way. I said to him, we're going to interview in the car. Why? I don't want people to think you're trying to kill the motor industry, because I love them. They're very good to me. So I said, let's do an interview in the car. We'll make sure to feature, what you're passionate about, which is the device on the back. What is the brand, by the way? You can mention it. I-roll. We should do a hip hop song on I-roll.
It's just the way.
It's just the way. I-roll. It's just the way. We're going to wrap up. My name is Craig Metrowich. You can watch this interview and other interviews on videocelebritynews.com. You can also go to YouTube and watch the YouTube channel. You can share, like it, love it, and explanation on the helmet. For all those naysayers, haters, please have empathy.
We were going to test it now, right?
You want to test? No, let's not test it yet.
Which is the steel side.
I've officially got a gat in my kop, a hole in my head. I was diagnosed with a skull tumor a few years back, and they literally removed the bone and they inserted titanium into my skull, which means I do wear a helmet. So for all my local oaks that watch this, they're finally going to stop ripping me off every time I go down to the beach and they see me put on my helmet. They're now going to realize that I have got a titanium plate in my head. And yeah, it's one of those things. It's a great reminder, by the way, honestly. So if I like wash in the morning, I wash my face, I always feel the titanium plates. It's also had an effect on me as a person. I've got a sense of urgency about life. I've got a sense of urgency to live life. That's why this video celebrity news and you giving up your time, it's so important to me, because how do we share the good news? How do we inspire people to use the technology? How do we get people fitter? How do we get people outdoors and active? And how do we get families doing things together? You see, this is quite cool, because if you've got kids, you can do it together, right or wrong. You're going to have good fun together.
Yeah, 100%.
Apart from the practical application of it. And it's also fun because impact on the environment is less. So we all pro those type of things. So to conclude, go and watch the Facebook Live interview. I think it was as much fun as this. Anthony Berzack, thank you very much for your time.
That's great.
Share the love.